Where I am now, better than before. No open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm telling all the grace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or 1400 AM or 1350 AM. Guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 and WMVA 88.9 Joy.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
You can like it, you can share it, you can subscribe, you can do whatever you want to do. Even comment, and we'll shout you out.
Shout out, shout out.
See, look who we have here, Mr. Nisharad. Good morning. I tell you what, it is a pleasant, fun Friday, Mr. E.
That's right.
It's the weekend.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
It's normally I would sing that song. It's just the weekend. I just got paid.
Yeah.
But I'm
You're gonna reserve that song.
I'm gonna reserve that song because it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful weekend.
You better do something good. My prayers, and you all pray for my family. My brother-in-law, Ronald Hinton, passed away. The funeral is tomorrow, so we'll be doing that, being with the family and everything. And we just, it's a sad thing, on for years and years and years and years and years. And, all of a sudden he is not here, but he's in a better place.
That's right. And our condolences, our prayers goes out for the Hinton family as they go through the endeavors and the celebration. Just want to let a lot of folks know that also at the Ambassador Church of Christ on Sewers Point Road, Bishop C.N. White has passed away. Great man of God, a very personal friend of mine. So, hey, keep the Ambassador Church of Christ in prayer.
Absolutely. Mr. E, we have the current job list.
That's right. We have the current job listing, and want to let everybody know to get your pen and piece of paper. And guess what? We're going to give you the current job listing. Lowe's, Home Depot, United Postal Service, Federal Express, Norfolk Public Airport, Ford Motor Company, Harry Teeter's, Food Line, McDonald's, Burger King. All those folks are hiring at this time. So if you think that because you've been incarcerated, you can't get a job, I want you to know there's programs that has been set aside to help you to get back into society, to get you a job.
Absolutely.
Bay Aging Property Site Coordinator looking for a a DG2 part-time. They're also looking for a VI CAP outreach specialist part-time.
Charlottesville Area Community Foundation, they're looking for a communications manager, also director of advancement.
For kids, it's looking for a receptionist and a youth coach.
The Center of Belvedere, they need an executive director. That's new.
That's a new one, yeah.
Yes. Voices for Virginia's Children.
That's a new one.
Communications manager.
Community Outreach Coalition is looking for a financial coordinator. The Williamsburg House of Mercy, WHOM, is looking for a director of finances.
Alternatives, they need a finance manager. Bay Agent Resident Service Coordinator is needed. And go ahead, Mr.
The
E.
Catholic Charity of Eastern Virginia looking for an account assistant bookkeeper.
And they need various other positions.
That's right.
I tell you what, it's already listed. Well, if it's not listed, it will be listed on our LinkedIn, on our Facebook Live page, our chats, all that. We're going to have it there. You can get it. You can share it. And, if you need a job,
get a job.
It's some good jobs. It's some
That's
good
right.
pickings,
That's
Mr.
right.
E.
And don't forget to go to YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. FYI Radio Show.
Yeah.
That's at Crystal Records 1. Go to Crystal Records 1, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's CRISTO Records 1. YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel. You can check out all our shows, and we would be mighty appreciative.
That's right.
All right. Look who's up here. Miss Roberta Carter.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. E. This is our Fun Friday segment. What's in your closet? Issues concerning women. And guess who's on the docket?
That's right. We have a great up close personal interview with someone very, 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 very special. It's Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. Up front, all about Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. And we want to say a good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. What a privilege it is to be here and be interviewed by the best.
That's right. Nothing but the very best. Tell us a little bit about Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton.
Well, first of all, you all know I host this wonderful show, FYI Radio Show, which is 7 years in. Beside that, there are a lot of things that the lady got her hands in, Mr. E. I tell you what, one of them is the music. The music that you hear where I am now is one of a collection of music. I started Crystal Records way back in the day and decided to become an independent artist. How brave, because I didn't know not one thing about the music business.
Tell us a little bit about why you chose to go independent.
I did, it was research. I'm going to tell you the truth. I needed to know what the music industry was all about. It looked good on the outside, the glit, the glamour, the money, and not only that, the ability to have a big machine behind you meant everything to artists. Who didn't want to be on a major label? Who didn't want to pursue a career and have everything it takes to make it to the top? But it was something about me and my personality, and not only that, wanting to do it by the voice of the Lord, to just be led, not in the industry, but led as an independent artist. Like I said, after much research, I said, wait a minute, I don't think so. I think I can do this. It had to be a faith, because like I said, Missy, I didn't know about the music business. I didn't know about recording, but I said, wait a minute, I'm going to do it. I got the opportunity, and I know maybe you all are familiar with Morris Cirillo ministry. It was an international ministry, and I got a wonderful opportunity to do music there, sing there. It was an opportunity that was really, really miraculous. I can share that with you all at another time. But it led me, after that, being able to sing there, people from all over the world were asking, were there any recordings? Where's your recordings? Do you got any recordings? We need your recordings. Well, I didn't have not one recording, but I did sing in the church. And like I said, miraculously, I got this opportunity at Morris Cirillo World Evangelism. So I went back home and I decided, it's that time. I'm going to record. And I did. And it was a journey that led me to where I am now. That's where that song comes, where I am now. And I got a chance to have an independent record label. I had to do everything, distribute. I had to deal with all the stores. I had to do the marketing, everything. But then something happened, Mr. E. The music business began to change, and then technology took over. And I mean, talking about having a job that was the most easiest thing to do. Now you have I have worldwide distribution, worldwide radio distribution. I've traveled overseas. I mean, it was just wonderfully wonderful how the journey panned out. Me launching out on faith at that time was rare. But look at where we are now. People are independent. I don't care who they are. Most people now in the music industry has gone the independent route. Where I started out a few years back, and I landed in the same place they did.
Let's pause and rewind.
Yes.
Let's go all the way back. Who inspired you to sing and to write and to, what artist that you know of that you was inspired by?
I tell you what, my mother. My mother was a singer, and I tell you what, she was the first one who actually discovered my talent. She asked me one day, would you sing for me in church? And I was like, I don't do that. I sing in the closet. I don't do that, But that day I said, okay, I just decided, okay, I will. And that was the beginning of it. It was like, wait a minute, you do a little singing, huh? And from there, churches were asking me. That's why I said I started singing in the church. They would ask me to come. They would send for me. I would sing, especially throughout this area and stuff like that. People heard me and they wanted to hear me sing. So my mother was very instrumental. She sang herself. But there were a lot of, I loved Vicki Winans. I loved Yolanda Adams. I loved the Winings. I loved their music because it was different like mine. It was contemporary like mine. And I thought they were the ones that just set it off.
But in your career, Miss Hinton, while you were singing, what was the very first song you put on platinum that you put on CD or record?
Coming up, my mother would take us to church all the time, and we went to this church when we first moved here from Brooklyn, and they did all these hymnals, and I really loved hymns. So I decided to do "The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power," and in times like these, that was my first recording. And I mean, the funny thing about it, when I did that recording, was they sent it out through radio and they began to play it. I remember even right here, WPCE in Norfolk and everything would play the music. I was like, wow, how marvelous. And so it went from there to, like I said, where I am now.
That's right. We want to say congratulations for one of the greatest sounds that we do have. If you all know that when we come on where I am now, that's Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. Her vocals, that's her sound coming out these pipes through these ears of these radios, just in the comfort of your home. Just want to let you. What else is Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton doing for our community?
Well, I'm so proud to be the founder of Crystal Community Development Corporation. So proud. Why? Because with Crystal Community Development Corporation, and we became a 501c3 2004, we developed young leaders with the Young Men and Women Achieving Success program, a time of giving. That means everything to me. Crystal Community Development Corporation, giving back to the community. That's our mission, to give back, to develop young leaders. And so the programs have been going on for years. As a matter of fact, we had a wonderful event with our young women. And I'm excited because we're back from the pandemic. We had to actually, slow down and, do like everybody else, shut down for the programs. But the programs are up, back and popping, Miss D, and I'm feeling really good about it. I am so glad that God has given me the heart, because this is the thing. I felt as though being successful, I had also, was successful raising my children and everything like that, my family, and I wanted to give back. I had a need, I had to. And so I pursued the nonprofit organization to become a nonprofit, and to also pursue, working with children, a dream of mine for years.
Miss Hinton, you say young women, young men,
Mhm.
mentoring program. Why mentor? Was there a problem? Sometimes folk mentor folks because something happened in their lifetime, in their
Mhm.
childhood growing up. Was there anything that you know of that caused you to say, listen, I want to help young men and young women because?
No, there was two beautiful children born from Yolanda Hinton and Herman Hinton. And I loved it. Was being a mother was something that I dreamed of. It was a dream come true. And then they began to grow up, and all of a sudden they began to graduate from high school. They graduated, and I was like, oh my God, this is the beginning of a new thing for me. I can't, I got to continue this. I really want to continue to invest in the lives of children. And that's what was my motivation. Plus, being successful and doing what I was doing, and the opportunity that I had to do the music and start Crystal Records, I wanted to give back. It was just like something that I had to do, Miss Steve.
Let's talk about more about Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton, your anti-bullying movement. Let's talk about that.
Yes, what was birthed from Crystal Community also was an anti-bullying movement. Now, Mr. E, I for 5 years worked for the state and with a program called Too Good for Drugs, and it was in the Newport News area, and I was like, it was so many children. It was so many children. The facility. It was Seawalder Scott Center for Hope, and they had all kind of programs. But this particular one, I was hired for by the state of Virginia, and so uh, I did the program. But I noticed something with a whole lot of children and not a whole lot of staff, but enough staff. I saw something called bullying, something that I really didn't pay attention to.
Define bullying to our listening audience so that they'll know what you saw in your eyes of a bully.
First of all, I saw kids bullying one another, just advancing, kids, you know, hurting and not hurting physically, but, saying bad things, just almost like taunting. They were, starting fights and things like that. I saw that. I saw kids bullying other kids. I saw kids bullying adults, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I saw adults bullying kids, believe it or not. I just saw a whole lot of bullying, something that I had not paid attention to. And so I began to say, wait a minute, something has to be done, not particularly in that place, but overall, in the environment that I was in, even in the environment that I lived and worked in other ways, I decided, I'm going to address it. So I addressed it with talking to parents,
Mhm.
talking to schools, writing a book. Bullying is right underneath your nose. It was right underneath my nose. And I just like, oh my goodness, this is something I want to do. So we took on this mission and this movement, Crystal Community Development Corporation, and we started doing rallies. We started doing our anti-bullying pizza and a dialogue for the youth. We did dinner and the dialogue for the community, for parents, for teachers, and for the politicians, leaders, and things like that. And the movement began to grow and grow. And so I decided to continue that yearly. We just had one this past year that went very well. But I wanted to go the extra mile, Mr. E, and that was to make sure I had the book out there. Bullying is right underneath your nose, which you all can get. It's online. It's in Spanish. It's in English. You can get a hard copy. You can get an ebook. You can get it in Audible. You just go where any books are sold, platforms like iTunes, Amazon. You can go to CD Baby, wherever, Barnes and Noble, and you can get the book. Bullying is right underneath your nose. But along with that, Mr. E, my mind began to turn, and I started. I said, wait a minute, what can I do that's different? And so I have developed a brand new app, a game, an anti-bullying game, which will be out.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you. On
congratulations.
all the Mac devices Android. It's going to be on the website. It's a wonderful game, been developed for about a year. And it is the real tea. It's not for the faint of heart. It's the real game. I'm telling you. And I am so pleased that that will be launched very, very soon, along with the book, along with comic books that are being, they're just about finished, and just so many things, anti-bullying. We have a curriculum. I have designed a curriculum. I was there last year in Atlanta and designing a framework for the anti-bullying movement. It's finished. We have activities and we have all kind of things that go along with that framework for schools. A program, a 6 to 8 week program that I can come in and teach, and my facilitators can come in and teach in your schools, in your recreation centers, in your library. Bullying is everywhere. And for that reason, I wanted to address it and I wanted to do it different.
Wow, wow. We want to say congratulations to you for all your accomplishments and all your games. I can't wait. I can't wait to get that game right into my palm of my hands and start playing it. When will that game and will be out? When will it be released for the public?
We're going to give it a couple of weeks. Right now, we are test. It's a test flight for Android. It's on my Android right now, but we will release that to the public. But Mac has already said, yes, your game is up and ready. So give us about 2 weeks and it will be launched. And you all have to get
That's
it.
right. That's right.
It's called Bull Vic Academy. And you all will see it. It will be marketed and advertised everywhere.
You are the host of FYI Radio Show. So tell us why you decided to be a host of what such a great worldwide renowned radio show called FYI.
I love this show because FYI, for your information, knowledge is a powerful thing. Get wisdom, get knowledge, get understanding, whatever you do, the Bible says. And so, we get information about, of course, God and things that we have to do to serve him, but also we get information about anything and everything that we need to know in our community, things for relationships. We just cover so many subjects. We just, the sky's the limit. We're not limited. We do politics and we talk about education. We talk about all kind of things, Mr. E, related to women's issues. We have our Fridays, what's in your closet, talking about women's issues, what women go through. We have men, what's under your hat, things that you go through. You got a voice now to speak out, speak up. And then our sports talk, which I'm learning in real time, Mr. E. Sports, and I'm glued now to the TV, kind of, trying to educate myself on what's going on into, the NBA games. We soon be going to NFL, and just really, really, getting into all our subject matter and the things that we bring. We serve that tea. We do a little gossiping, but we follow the trends.
That's right.
And current events and things like that. I love the fact that we just did it this morning, giving the job listing, letting people know, you can rise above mere survival and find success. And one way is to having a job.
That's
if you have a job, if you're able to take care of you and yours, you're talking about you're on your way.
That's right. Miss Hinton, I've been working with you for some long time now. You have a favorite slogan that when you are finished this flight, this living here, that you want to die empty.
Oh
what's inside of you, plus all that you have accomplished? What else is inside of Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton?
I tell you what, I heard that from Miles Monroe. I used to go to some of the conventions, and when I heard that, I was like, die empty, what in the world? But it was a true thing. All the things that God gives us for you has to come out. There's no such thing as I'm scared or I'm going to, put this and hide this under a bushel. You've got to expose the things that God has given you for us. And so when I heard that, I started getting myself up and popping. I was gonna do it scared, and I did most of it scared. I promise you, because I had to take a chance. I had to launch. I had to jump, like Steve Harvey says. I had to do it. I don't care if I knew it or not. I would learn it because God had put it in me to do it. I am so pleased because I was doing something, Mr. E, for years, and I didn't pay it any attention until somebody said to me, "You know what? I would buy your pies." I had
Just
been baking pies, Mr. E, for 30 years maybe for my family.
just before we go to that, the Royal Ladies Pies, what motivate Miss Yolanda the Hinton, Yolanda the Lady Hinton? What gives you such a drive, a drive? What pushes you
Oh,
out there to bring the community, to bring the world, to bring everybody, international, red, yellow, black, and green? What motivates you? What sets you on fire that will make you get out there and do what you do?
life, life. I'm telling you, a few years ago, I believe 2013, I had gotten sick. And I was like, oh my goodness, hey, I got to, make sure I get my health back. And I was able to get my health back and everything. But it made me see life in a different way. I had to get a go and do what I had to do, get about God's business and not sit back and take life for granted. We can't take life for granted. Life is too short. And even though it wasn't my time to expire, it could have been. And I did not want to sit back, Mr. E, and not do the things that God had put in me to do, wasting time and then going to the grave. Just like Miles
Mm.
Monroe said, plenty of folk in the grave with gifts and talents that should have been for us, that they never believed in themselves enough to do it.
I want to say good morning to Miss Jewel Corporal, Miss Sheila Robinson, Miss Denise Sherrod, Miss Tracy Porter. Good morning to Miss Roberta Carter. I want to say good morning to you and thank you so very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. Let's move on to that great thing called the royal
Oh
pie.
my
You
God.
said that you had seen it happen, you had done it for years. You had your mom's recipe. Tell us about the
Oh,
Royal Ladies
Mr.
Pie.
E, I had been making those pies, for my sisters, brothers, my family, through the years, Thanksgiving and Christmas and anytime. And I was like, oh, this is a great pie.. This is wonderful pie. And then one day somebody said, you know what? I would buy that pie. And a light bulb came on. I said, you would do what? Guess what I did, Mr. E? I got to going. I got my license in business it was the ladies pie, but it's getting ready to be launched as the Royal Ladies Pie. I trademarked it and trade named it and everything. Working now with the Department of Agriculture for that main license where I can sell it anywhere. And I was just really excited because it began to fall in place. People get to buy the pies. I've been selling pies since then. We're launching it. And the wonderful thing about the license with the Department of Agriculture, you can ship the pies, you can sell them anywhere. They can be in the stores as long as they have that label and all that stuff that I've worked on to get it there. I'm very pleased. It's something that I was doing all the time and didn't have a clue it was a business.
Give us your contact information, Ms. Hinton, so that just in case folks want to get the anti-bullying books, give us your contact information. They want your music. They want them pies. And don't forget, Ms. Hinton, you got a challenge. You challenge someone to for a pie contest. That's the Patty Pie.
Oh, Patty Pie. I've been trying to reach Patty for a long time. Me and her, we need to go toe to toe on pies. But anyway, look, you all go online. You can Google the bullying is right underneath your nose. You can go to my page. It's a link. I'll put the link up there today. It's everywhere, your ebook and everything. But I wanted to also encourage those to buy the game and to be involved in anti-bullying movement and our Young Men and Women Achieving Success program. But more than that, I want you all that are out there listening, get those gifts off the back burner and begin to give us what God has given you. You are responsible for giving those things that people are waiting for to us. And it's no more excuses. Do it afraid. And I want to say thank you, Mr. E, for this opportunity. And you all be blessed. Come on over here. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's coming up. And we want you to have a pleasant day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. We've been up front with Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. Personal, yeah. For more information about FYI, give us a call at area code 757-714-7861 or go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. And for more information, don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGPL 1350 Peace 95.3 WMVA 88.9 and 1400 AM. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, by the way, the social media pages also. You can join us right there. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend and enjoy it. Bye now.
Woo! Wow, Mr. E, I just get excited about all the things that God has given me for us, given me. And, sometimes people are looking and saying, what does God have for me to do? We all ask ourselves that, but just look around. What's in your hand? I had something in my hand. I didn't even think twice about it being what it is. And all of a sudden, it is now a licensed business. And all of a sudden, I have books that have come out of me and music that have come out of me and serving the community, the nonprofit organization, curriculums and all that. It's like, is this real? Is this what has really happened? Where I am now, it is in a marvelous, marvelous place. And I just thank God for what he's done for me.
You said something just so powerful. What would you say to our listening audience? What would you say to those folks who you just said with the gifts and talent that God has?
I tell you what, it's this thing called courage, Mr. E. And, a lot of times people are really afraid. They are scared that people will reject them or criticize them. They're afraid they don't have the resources. But I'm telling you, when you jump, when you launch, when you leap, so many things happen. I remember with the nonprofit organization, Crystal Community, and I didn't know about that either. I was fortunate. I met Mr. E, and he was instrumental in helping me to get that 501c3. He knew a woman that was able to get it for me, and we had a meeting, and the next thing I know, I had a 501c3. Something that I wanted to serve with. And this is the thing about it. This is the point that I'm trying to get to, Mr. E, is that, with the nonprofit, you put the cart before the horse, not the horse before the cart, because you don't really know, you don't have like budgets and budgets and budgets until, you're in it, and then you begin to pursue grants and things like that. I was so fortunate with my programs that the opportunities for sites, to have my own site. Mr. E was instrumental in helping me to get a site through Miss Carolyn Pope at New Galilee Baptist Church. I'm still there to this day. Also getting grants, Miss Veronica McMillan, who was another friend, Michael Marshall, who helped me to led me in ways where I needed to go as a nonprofit. There was a young lady, Miss Vicky, who pulled me into her mentoring group. We partnered, and the Norfolk and Virginia Beach Junior League funded the program the whole time until I went on my own with Crystal Community Development Corporation, Young Men and Women Succeeding Success, Young Men and Women. But Mr. E, things were provided for just like that. So sometimes you may be afraid, sometimes you may not know where the resources come, but when you launch and when you may make an effort to do something that God has told you to do, everything is supplied.
Now, with people with visions and folks that have great ideas, and what would you say to them from their beginning to start?
Oh my goodness! First of all, just seek God, ask for direction, do research, find out if it's an industry that you really want to be in. Just go and see how other people are doing it. One thing about the internet now, anything that you need to know anything, it's there. And so if you're interested in starting a business or an organization or developing product, there is so much information online. You all can do it. You can be afraid, but you can be assured that the information is there for you. Whether you want to be a writer, whatever you want to do, that information is there, how to do it, how to get there, and how to make money off it too.
Miss Cynthia, you was talking about the Royal Lady Pies.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about the Royal Lady Pies, you have some cookies and
Oh
some
my
chocolate chip,
goodness.
sweet potato
Yes.
cookies, and some sweet potato.
Yes.
Everything you can
sweet
do
potato, right?
with a sweet potato. You had a sweet potato jack. When are you going to? And I guess a whole lot of folks want to know, what can they do, and when is it time for you to start putting that sweet potatoes out there?
So I have a commercial kitchen that I cook out of, and what we're doing now is actually gearing up to launch. And the reason why I'm gearing up is because I wanted that Department of Agriculture license where I could sell it to the stores, sell it online, sell it everywhere. And so I've been really working with them, a lady from the Department of Agriculture, to make sure I have that particular license. I have my business license, I have my food handler's license and certificate. I have all of that, but that's a certificate and license that limits you only like almost locally. And so I wanted to expand. And so that's what I did with the Royal Ladies Pie launching with the Department of Agriculture license. I'm too pleased. You all may be able to walk in the food line or wherever and see it, Royal Ladies. So I'm really excited, to be able to have that opportunity, Mr. E.
I want to say congratulations, because I see the development, I see the work, I see what you're putting in. What kind of lotions do you use, Miss Hinton? Because I seen you work your elbows. I seen you work it out. So sometimes with your knees and your elbows, you get scarred up, and and so now when you're working, you're diligent, putting in the time. If you had someone, I got somebody whisper in my ear and said, when can they get these pies in the local markets, in the local stores, in the Walmart? So y'all go over to the pastry shop, the bakery shop, and look on the shelf, and guess, someday you're gonna see the Royal Lady Pie.
Absolutely. So our season is coming up, and we're going to be taking oil. We're going to be taking orders, and you all can get your pies and things. We do have the sweet potato pie. We have cookies. We have all kind of treats and things like that. I'm developing the apple pie, and so working on that. And so you'll be able to get all those things. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about that. Something that was in my hand all these years, and I didn't realize I could make it a business, and I did. I just launched. I just jumped. So, Mr. E, is just so much. Yes.
Miss Hinton, I want to change it before our time is up. Now, listen, let's talk some tea. Here's some tea.
So it's tea time, y'all. We're getting ready to serve that tea.
Let me get my cup, and you can get your cup.
I'm curious what Mr. E gonna serve, because I had a couple of things, but Mr. E, you got something to serve real quick.
I just want to know, how in the world, everybody knew that Jamie Foxx was sick.
Oh my
Everybody,
God.
Well, folks did not know it. How in the world did they keep that tea from circulating around the globe about Mr. Jamie Foxx?
Isn't it funny, y'all, that Jamie Foxx kept that thing under wraps? He was way out of the hospital, and everybody was gossiping that he was on death's door for a whole month, and he was home. He was being rehabilitated. They say it was a stroke. Guess what? Jamie has not confirmed a lot of things. I guess he's saying it ain't none of y'all's business. Ain't none of He went right through he was so slippery. It's wonderful to see, because usually somebody can get the tea.
That's right.
Somebody's going to tell your business.
That's right. And Ms. Hinton, as we go a little further on down here, let's talk about the review. You went to see Little Mermaid. What would you rate that Little Mermaid story? I
would give that a 9.5. I would give it a 9.5. It was really good, dramatic. The children loved it. And I would only do that because it's a kids thing. So it starts off more like, a little kitty type, feeling. All of a sudden it gets dramatic. All of a sudden you see where it's going. All of a sudden it gets more powerful, and everybody is like spellbound. Eventually it just goes up to to its climax, and everybody's like, "Oh snap!" By the end of that movie, the last second of that movie, folk are clapping. That's how good.
Miss Hinton, this is tea. I heard about it. I heard about it. Beyonce was in London.
Yes.
And and they got some inserts
Yes.
of Beyonce surfacing on the internet, on YouTube, on TikTok. TikTok. And I don't know if our listening audience have heard anything about it, but they said it was a sellout show.
Yes.
What do you think about Beyonce in London?
Oh my goodness, Beyonce is fabulous. I love her costumes. Look, they say that's a billion daggone dollar tour. And the lady, look, today I had a conversation. I may be seeing Beyonce in Washington. Look, hopefully before the tickets sell out. But Beyonce is an icon. She's pure T rich. She's pure T beautiful. She's a woman that loves family. She loves her parents. What can I say? She just got it going on. That's her gift, and can't nobody take it away from her. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see her. She is doing a fabulous job in entertaining. That's her job. Entertaining her fans and things like that, Mr. E. And it's nothing nobody can do about it. She's just got it going on. That's just what she do.
That's right. One thing I just want folks to know that Miss Beyonce is doing her thing.
Yes.
I mean, I am so proud of her. And she's about 45
she's
years
42,
old?
43 years old.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, she's worked, and they say she's a hard worker, and she's worked well, and no scandals and things like, well, Jay-Z. Jay-Z, he bought, but it won't hurt. All I can say, Jay-Z, don't you do that, no more, boy.
We got
beautiful, but let me say that before I go. A beautiful woman like that, and never mind. But anyway, Mr. E, that's some tea. What about what you call it? Biden fell. Poor thing. He tripped over a sand thing.
Again? A sandbag.
Yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. And what else?
He didn't hurt himself, did he?
No, but they, Trump and them, they had to say something.
He had to do. Let's talk about the challenge, the FYI challenge.
Oh my God! Listen, we have stepped up, and I can say we because I know Mr. E told me he stepped up in our health and physical fitness and nutrition challenge. I know I have stepped up. Now I walk. I love walking, especially when it's warm this time of the year and things like that. But I stepped up. I have a membership, Mr. E, and I'm going into the gym twice a week and building up my body, making sure I'm drinking plenty of water, limiting salts and sugars, and really, really working to have a better body, mind, and spirit.
And Ms. Hinton, it makes sense to us, and I want to let our listening audience know that don't say something that you ain't gonna do.
Ooh.
Because once you step up and say, I'm going to get into the gym, there are a lot of people are listening to you.
Yes.
A lot of people are hearing what you're saying, And so, I stepped up my game. I'm in the gym. You can catch me on Edward Everett Facebook page as I'm in the gym. I mean, 3 days a week I'm in the gym. I'll be going 4 days a week, and I'm trying to make a better health, trying to do something better. I want to let our listening audience know I'm not in the gym because of anything is wrong with my body.
Yes.
It is something wrong. I didn't want the Dunlap, and you asked what a Dunlap is. A Dunlap is when your underclothes, your belt, everything rolls underneath your stomach. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about because you pulled your pants and all that up all the way to your navel. And by the end of 15, 20 minutes, it done rolled down underneath.
It has lapped over. It has lapped. Mr. E, I'm proud of you because like you said, sometimes we sit back and we, we just don't want to. We work hard and then we just want to sit. Sometimes that's not the best thing. Sometimes we got to keep it moving.
You got to keep it moving,
stay healthy.
That's right.
But Mr. E, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day today. Thank you, you all for letting me share with you my life and my journey. And we hope to have a wonderful weekend. Now, look, keep it locked on the game. Mr. E, look, we'll be back on Sports Talk on Monday. Mr. E is on a roll. He's already made a prediction. It's going to be a sweep with the Nuggets and the Heat. And so, Mr. E, tell us, first of all, tell us how we're going to be a special guest sponsor intern. Make sure you all follow us too on our pages. And Mr. E, just tell us how you feel about what's coming up on Monday.
Well, what's coming up on Monday is going to be a 2-0 game.
Ooh.
The Denver Nuggets, the Miami cannot stop those boys. So, and those who pulling for Miami, listen, don't waste your money.
Oh.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Just go ahead and go with the sure thing, because I'm saying that the same broom they swept the Lakers out with, they're going to use that same broom to sweep Miami out.
God.
So, hey, I'm looking forward. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. That's all you got to do is inbox us and on FYI or email us at FYI Radio Show Live. And don't forget to join us on Mondays at 6 p.m. for our After Dark, FYI After Dark. It's gonna be a BALL, a ball. Mr. Lionel Sproul will be our special guest on the Monday.
I tell you what, you all have a fabulous weekend. Do something fun. The weather's supposed to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll see you back here on Monday. If you want to get your girls in the club or your young men, please call 757-287-6792 or email Crystal Community, CRISTO, community@cops.net. Be blessed.
2 up.
See you back here on Monday.
2 down. And our prayers goes out to the Hinton's family, okay? Let's keep them in prayer as they go through this time of bereavement, okay? Have a wonderful day.